A friend of mine once told me something that stuck with me. I spent 15 years paying rent and suddenly realized I had nothing to show for it. Another friend said the opposite. I rushed into buying a home, and it became the most expensive mistake of my life. Same decision, completely different outcomes. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people make this choice without really knowing what it will cost them over time. Not just monthly payments, but what they gain, what they lose, and what opportunities quietly slip away over 10 or 20 years. Some people end up celebrating the decision for decades. Others realize too late they left hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. So the real question isn't, should you rent or buy? The real question is, what actually happens to your money and your life after you make that choice? Let's look at what people really experienced, the good, the painful, and the lessons that came with it. Take Alice, 32, renting $1,800 per month. She's torn between flexibility and wanting a place of her own. Every article online gives a different answer. Buy, it's an investment. Rent, it's smarter. She's frustrated, confused, wondering if she'll ever make a decision she won't regret. Sound familiar? Most people end up switching too early, paying unnecessary costs, or missing appreciation. Here's the reality most overlook. It's not just rent versus mortgage, it's net outcome over your horizon. Bob and Sarah, 28, are thinking about buying a $300,000 home. Mortgage scares them, but renting seems like lost money. The right question isn't monthly payment, it's, over 10 years, what will they actually gain or lose? We're talking equity built, home appreciation, opportunity cost, and yes, how these decisions affect feelings of security and regret. Why trust this approach? Because it mirrors reality. Forum after forum, people share regrets, buying too soon and selling early, missing gains, renting for a decade and seeing prices soar. It combines numbers and emotions. So you don't just calculate, you understand the stress, pride, and satisfaction that comes with each choice. Alice, 32, rented an apartment for $1,800 per month. She enjoyed the flexibility at first, but after 3 years, she had spent about $64,800 with nothing to show for it. She realized renting gave freedom, but it also meant missing the chance to build equity and long-term wealth. Bob and Sarah, both 28, bought a $300,000 home with a $60,000 down payment and a $240,000 mortgage at 4% for 20 years. The first years felt stressful, but after 10 years, they had paid $45,000 toward the principal, while their home value rose to $403,000. Instead of spending $216,000 on rent, they built equity and owned a growing asset. Raj, 35, bought a $400,000 home with an $80,000 down payment and a $320,000 mortgage at 5%. The early years were tight, but after 10 years, his home value increased to $539,000. By year 20, it reached roughly $877,000, turning his initial stress into substantial long-term wealth. These stories highlight the trade-off. Renting offers flexibility, while buying can create equity, appreciation, and long-term financial security if planned carefully. What to do next? Start by thinking about time. If you expect to stay somewhere only a few years, renting often makes more sense. The flexibility can outweigh the benefits of ownership. But when the horizon stretches longer, 5, 10, even more years, the calculation begins to change. That's when it becomes worth running the numbers more carefully and thinking about what ownership might build over time. Next comes the real cost comparison. It's not just rent versus a mortgage payment. Home ownership includes property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. At the same time, it may also bring appreciation and growing equity. Seeing the full picture helps avoid decisions based on only part of the math. But numbers alone rarely tell the whole story. Some people feel calmer knowing they own their home. Others feel more comfortable keeping the freedom that renting provides. Stress and peace of mind matter just as much as spreadsheets. Then look at the net outcome. Consider the opportunity cost of the down payment. Think about how that money might grow if invested elsewhere. Compare the long-term cost of renting with the potential gains from owning. Finally, make a decision and keep observing it over time. Choose the option that fits both the numbers and how you want to live. And every few years, revisit the decision. Circumstances change, and good decisions evolve with them. Today's step: run your own rent versus buy scenario, including numbers and emotions. Write down your best case and worst case outcomes. Compare financial gain and peace of mind. Notice how timing, interest rates, and appreciation affect both numbers and feelings. Reflect, measure, decide with confidence. Consider subscribing to see more practical, reflective strategies for major life choices.